I'm responding to a video I just saw on YouTube, or at least I watched a portion of it. And it was Elizabeth Emily Windsor, she calls herself Windsor Craig. She's had a lot of interviews and publicity, and she's claiming to be the daughter of King Edward VIII. And I noticed that she looks similar to me. I'll give her credit for that. Now, I am not going to go in because I to all this. I just wanted to actually. Someone told me she looked like me, and I did look at the video, a portion of it, and on the video, she evidently she's accumulated all of this research, and she's stating on there that she's calling him Edward, her father, etc. That he went to I don't even know. I'm just going to say 1937 uh, with Wallis Simpson. Well, that's a lie, and I would not have known about my kidnapping if it hadn't been for the Brits and the Germans, and later some of the Americans. And I am Victoria II, legal heir of the British Crown. This was all a takedown of my father, and it is ugly. The lies and the books and the total lies told using the imposter that married Wallis Simpson. I've got this up on YouTube. My phone was destroyed and taken, and all kinds of stuff happened to the social media because the law doesn't work for me here. But really, without sounding like I'm babbling or something, she mentioned, said it was her father that went. Um, I don't even remember. Maybe I should have gone back and checked, but I'm so tired, and a lot of things are happening to me that I don't think are even happening to this woman. Um, so let me just say this so I don't sound rambling, because I've got a lot of things that are going on where I'm trying to live here in repercussion for all this and who I am. I'm the legal heir. And let me say this. My father didn't go anywhere with Wallis Simpson in 1937, and as far as I'm concerned, any other time it was all lies. And my father married my mother, Claudia O'Keeffe Windsor, sister to artist Georgia O'Keeffe, and she's an artist. Everybody knows Georgia. My God, she was wealthy. Everything I could touch has been destroyed. I have been made a bag lady. I have had things to me that no human being, I don't think, has ever had. I don't know where my children, who are heirs after me, and what was done to my children is so sick. I have prayed, because I don't think at this time anybody but God could tell all this. It's so sick. But I wanted to respond to her statement there. That was the double that was with Wallis Simpson. My mother and father were married, and I can't find the records of their marriage because they were destroyed. My father's marriage to her, the timing, my birth, and I've put all this up about George, the illegal George VI, and he was with Roosevelt. The photo, by the way, an attorney that was given me, but for nothing else, she did leave that photo for me. It was in U.S. in World News. But I put that up with all the photographs. But my father was married to my mom, and in 1936, I believe is when my grandmother, Mary, and this was all planned though, but she did not like my mother. She considered my mother a commoner. My mother was a school teacher, and so this whole takedown of my father, the Wallis Simpson was an American spy and married a double, an impersonator. Now then, I just put up on here, so there's no way that my father jumped in and pretended to be the imposter that assumed the role of Duke and Duchess of Windsor. That's a total lie. And this imposter died in about 1974 and was buried at on the land at Windsor Castle. I think it's Frogmore. Now then, my father, and this came from the best sources there are, was still alive when I came to Roanoke October the 20th of 1986. The only time I've ever seen my mother, and at the time I didn't know it was my mom because she was quite older. My mom was, I believe, 40 when I was born. My father, 45. But I thought she was Georgia later, but I was told at the library by the people who watched it that that was my mom. When I kissed her, and I don't kiss people, okay? I kissed her. And then I started crying. And it was my mom. My mom didn't die. There's a burial site, a casket out in Los Angeles where she had a home, saying she died in 1984. My mom was still alive, and my father. And all these lies. And this woman who is impersonating, I don't know what her deal is. She says she's illegitimate heir. She has to be, if she's any kin, it's the double or the imposter that's her father. Now, I'm not saying that he isn't part of the Windsor family and in some way related to her. To the Windsors. That would have to be her father, Wallis, and the illegal Wallis, and the person impersonating my father is Edward VIII, Duke and Duchess of Windsor. It's total lie. So I was born in 39 and kidnapped in 41, and it's the Brits that told me about my birth in well, they've always been there. I looked back and I knew they were always there. It made sense. And I remember being brought to Moulton, Alabama. And as far as I know, I was kidnapped and brought into Cortland Air Base, not far from Moulton. And it was a pigsty, but I remember being handed to her, and two men, they showed up again later. They handed me to her. And I remember I had blonde curls, and I remember it. I remember my father's portrait. It was a christening, and he was holding me. My father is a beautiful man. He was married to my mom, and I so hope that history is made to tell the truth. And I don't know who this woman is, but I have been through holy hell, and people have called her Edward VIII's daughter, and she's not. She's absolutely not. And recently she had someone contact, well, it wasn't recently, it was the day before yesterday, giving me her phone number. So I don't know why suddenly this woman's reaching out to me. All I know is that my father is not her father, all right? I can't stop her from what she's doing. I'm having enough trouble staying alive myself, and hoping to get my name returned, and hoping that the British get something out of all this. So I'm going to go on that. The lies, and maybe I should look back and see more of what she was saying. But she did say in 1937 that, and she said Edward VIII, her father, that was the impersonator that took over my father's identity. My mother and father had to have been married about 1936. So I'm going to leave it at that. I've asked if they dig him up, the imposter up, and see who he really was. And anyway, I'm going to leave it at that and hope that very soon, while I'm still alive, I'm 77 years old, that I see my father's name cleared, my mom given her rightful place, and my children and mine.